Hello and welcome to Cartoon Boom. This is a show where we wake up with the Saturday morning sun, plop down on the floor with a big bowl of sugary cereal, and watch all your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm your friendly neighborhood movie nerd who's forced to film the dancing instead of actually doing it, Joseph.
And I'm a toxic high school friendship you never came to terms with until it was too late. My name's Chris.
And this morning we watched Bratz, the video, Starrin and Stylin. That is the full name of this movie, by the way. It's not just Bratz, Starrin and Stylin, although that is an alternative name. The full name is Bratz the Video, Starrin and Stylin.
That's true. Yeah, you can't forget the video in there because it's a video.
Bratz the Video.
It's not a movie. It's a video.
I technically, I guess, because it's less than an hour 20 or whatever, but yeah, I don't know.
This was suggested to us by Marvelous Mongoose via Discord. Thank you, Marvelous Mongoose.
Rude.
I don't think Joseph's a fan.
So it feels spiteful. So the movie Bratz the Video, Starrin and Stylin. Dang it. So the movie, the video, Bratz the Video, Starrin and Stylin, 2004. Based on Bratz, created by Carter Bryant for MGA Entertainment, directed by Nick Ridgersberg. Yep, Nick Ridgersberg. And written by Meg Martin and Nora Pearson. Produced by Cinegroup and MGA Entertainment. Distributed by 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. Ran for, well, it was a movie. It was a video. It was Bratz video. And so it was like a straight to DVD thing, as you might have guessed. For a short synopsis, Cloe, Yasmin, Jade, and Sasha need to get an art project done that is about self-expression, but they need to find a way to get their project done and be able to go to the prom.
Oh, no. What do we do?
I don't have issue with that dilemma. That's fine.
Sure.
It's simple enough. It's straightforward. That's fine. Like, that is not where my issues begin. I do have a question, though. Okay. And this is semi-related to the movie itself, but more of a general question. All Chloes out there, why is the name Cloe spelled like Cloe? Like people don't call me Joey when it's just Joe. They say Joe when there's no Y in it. So why is Chloe?
You know what?
Huh.
No, I can combat that because Doug Jones calls you Joey all the time.
Yeah, but he wouldn't spell it Joe and assume, oh, that's Joey. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I get that like Chloe usually has like either a umlaut or an accent over the E. But when it's not, it's just Cloe. Why are you just Cloe? Just add a Y to your name.
I mean, it's because the English language sucks. we're not great at languaging, obviously, by listening to me.
That's the end of my Chloe rant. I was just like, it was bothering me because I was looking at the name so much. I was like, Cloe. And it's like, nope, it's Chloe.
Clove. Yeah, you had the V in there and it's Clove.
Yep, not Clovey. I don't know.
No.
I'm done. It's over.
It's done.
So who are some of the actors who played? And I'm going to challenge you if you have anything here, because who are some actors who played in this video?
Okay, so I had to do a lot more research than I ever expected to do on this video. Because it was all over the place. Every single website I checked had a different person for every role. And it was because all of the voice actors went uncredited.
Yep.
So that was the big problem. So on IMDb, they list the voice actors from the original series as the main cast. But then if you look down farther, it'll say like the same characters and then in parentheses, some other actors and then uncredited. So what I did was I cross-referenced a couple websites and just kind of found the ones that seemed to be, I can't believe I did this much work that I'm having to say I cross-referenced. I cross-referenced several sources and I found what seems to be the things most in common. So I found the actors most in common, and this is the ones I'm going to present to your ear holes as who I think voiced who. So let's begin. So the voice of Chloe, hopefully, was Nikki Caffey. Hopefully. The voice of Sasha was provided by India Thomas. The voice of Jade provided by Jillian Thompson. The voice of Yasmin voiced by Janice Kawai. And Janice, and I may have butchered the last name there. I probably did, but we've talked about her before a couple times because she was also the voice of Ginny from My Life as a Teenage Robot, and also Ami from Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
We loved that one. I remember we had a really good time doing that one. The voice of Dylan was OG Banks, who we just talked about recently as Cedric from Ugly Martians. Then also Ricardo from Stretch Armstrong and the Flex Fighters. He's also been in plenty of other stuff. And then the other main character really was Cameron, who is Yuri Lowenthal, who is in so many things that I would be here forever if I tried to name them. But just some of the main ones, if you go to his IMDb, some of the big stuff he's mentioned for is the recent Spider-Man games. He voices Peter Parker. He voices Ben 10 or Ben Tennyson in Ben 10 Omniverse. He voices Adam, aka He-Man, in the 2021 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the Netflix series that is not the Kevin Smith series, the one that came out right after that. He's in tons and tons and tons of things, especially tons of anime. I got to see him in person several years ago, and super, super nice guy. I really like him. My first exposure to him, where I actually knew who he was as a person, was actually watching him play. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons, but it was another TTRPG that Will Wheaton had actually created, and he was one of the players. And that was also my first exposure to TTRPGs, which made me get into D&D. So I have a lot of fondness for Yuri.
Yeah, that goes way back.
He's just super sweet, super fun guy. So hopefully I got those right. It's a bummer when people don't get credited for stuff. I know. I know from experience.
Yeah, I was seeing that a lot where it's okay, I went onto IMDb and I saw an initial cast and I was like, that doesn't seem right. And then it's the rest of the cast, it was all uncredited. So then I also cross-checked it a little bit and I was like, I wonder how Chris is going to approach this. So
I was not having fun.
I agree with your assessment, with your cross-referencing. All the research you've done for Bratz, I stand by it.
Yeah, I went to 3 different websites and found the names most in common. Yeah. And that's what I got. So.
That's more than enough research for a Bratz movie.
Yeah, so come at me, brats. You bunch of brats.
So for a few tasty marshmallows out of our big bowl of Bratz Starrin and Stylin cereal.
You've got the video part.
I intentionally left out the video part. I will not state it every time. MJ also released a book of this film. That's it. Okay. Other than that, just that all the voice actors were uncredited. That was the only other thing, but you've already said that. So there's no other real trivia about this movie aside from that it was a toy cash grab. Yeah.
Yeah. I did see too that. So a lot of the cast, the first 3 names I read, they really haven't done much else. But I think 2 or 3 of them also reprised the same roles in a video game of Bratz as well, a PC game. So there you go. There's a little trivia for you. I don't know.
Interesting.
There's a game. Because this is so much centered around prom, I wanted to ask you, did you go to your prom?
I didn't go to my prom. I went to someone else's prom. So I went to a senior prom. It was good, but
whose prom did you go to though?
I went to my friend Natalie's, who no one knows, but we're still friends today. So it was fun.
But you were just I'm not going to go to mine, but I'll definitely go to yours.
I just didn't have anybody that I was dating at the time to go to mine. Okay. I'm not going to just go to a dance without anybody.
You didn't want to go stag.
No.
Okay. Got you. I did go to mine. I didn't want to. My girlfriend at the time, I kind of everyone made me feel like I would be a huge jerk if I didn't take my girlfriend at the time to prom, who was a junior and I was a senior. And I really, really didn't want to do it because I was not the prom kind of guy, but I did anyway. So I did the whole thing.
Fun stuff.
What was it like? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, because I was really at that point, I was living in California. And so I flew. That was part of my trip back because I was going to be back in Texas for a week or something, and that coincided with that prom, so it kind of conveniently worked out. And so I came back, visited Texas, went to that prom, danced a lot, had some fun, and that was it. It's nothing like super memorable, but it's something that happened.
That wasn't what sparked your love for dance.
No, I have no love for dance. Maybe I would if I were good at it, but since I'm not,
okay.
It just doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, got it. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. So moving on, let's talk about the actual movie as much as there is to talk about. So the general start of it is that so they're in. Okay. So
I hear the pain in your voice, like trying to figure out how to start this. Like I can hear like you wanting to give up on life over there right now. You're just like, oh God.
I'm trying to see how to frame it best because it kind of just starts out with them all in Chloe's car. I don't know. I don't know that it's a new car or anything, but it's a yellow, like a yellowish car. It's got like a weird kind of tint to it.
I made a lot of observations in the first few minutes of this movie that I did want to point out. One, very first thing is really loud music that at first, for a split second, I thought they were going to break into Celebrity Skin by Hole. And I was like, dang, because it was like, and I was like, whoa. But then it went a totally different direction.
No, the music in this was not exciting in any way.
No, it went Summertime Girls is what they were saying. Summertime Girls. I'm pretty sure Summertime Girls is a lyric that is sung in a lot of cartoons meant for girls, because I'm pretty sure we heard that exact lyric in Strawberry Shortcake.
This is basically just like any of the music in this is just really a conglomeration of keywords.
Yeah, it is.
Doing the ario of terms that would appeal to young, I'm going to say young girls as a general target audience. Anybody can watch it.
Yes.
I have, no opposition to that. I'm just saying the general target audience would be young girls. And so it's keywords that would stick out to them, or the SEO. That's what I was thinking, the SEO. So it's just keywords that will stick out to young girls to make them purchase products or make this appealing to them. And so a lot of these songs are just reusing those words over and over again, like girls rule the world, clothes make the girl.
Clothes make the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, so it's a lot of that.
Observation number 2, all the backgrounds are pictures of real, like they're real photographs, but just with a Photoshop filter using the cutout filter.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So they definitely cut a lot of corners there, and it didn't look great.
It had to be pretty low budget.
Yeah. Final observation from the very beginning was like, after Chloe picks up all the girls and they're driving in the car, then one of them was like, sure beats taking the school bus. And Chloe's like, yeah, I hate how I look in yellow. And I'm like, you're driving a yellow car.
Yeah. That was one of the notes.
The car is yellow. One
of the notes I took, she's just like, yeah, I just hate how I look in yellow. And your car is also yellow. So it's like, not even, like, could have made it a white car. And what's weird is later, like, that car changes to blue. So it's like,
it's a completely different car. It is a totally different car later. And I have a lot to say about that. Trust me. We will arrive at our destination.
It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, so it starts in the car and they're driving around and talking about how, nothing. A whole lot of nothing is what they talk about. And then
of this movie is a whole lot of nothing.
There's a surprising amount of just like quiet moments in this movie, and not like for effect, just like, no, it's almost like I know it's animated, but it's like the people just forgot their lines or were just standing there and not doing anything.
It's just filler. It's filler to fill the time. But
it's nothing filling. Like, it's just, it sounds like we're being really hard on this, but it's not because of the subject matter. It's just because of the poor production quality of this.
They also use montage to great effect. There's a montage in like, I swear to God, like every 5 minutes, there's montages of just music and you looking at sometimes not even animated scenes, but just still scenes of different things.
Yeah. And sometimes just pictures of the girls, like Polaroids of the girls as transition scenes.
Yeah, because I mean, forget animating this. This is an animated movie. We don't have a budget for animation.
Too expensive. Cutout filter everything.
Also, another thing I caught, and I wanted to know your take on this. Everyone in this has huge eyes, gigantic lips, huge feet, which is Rob Liefeld's worst nightmare. No nose, except for adults. All adults have noses, very tiny noses. No teenager anywhere has a nose.
I mean, incorrect. They all have noses. When they turn to the side, you can see their noses when they turn to the side. It's a profile thing. They just don't have noses when you're looking at them from the front.
Garbage. I'm looking. I'm trying to find pictures of it right now to see this.
You can't prove me wrong because I looked at it. I watched the same movie.
I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to see it. I see no noses yet.
Look when they turn to the side. I promise they're there. I think the idea is to present more youth because the more lines you add to a face, the older they look. So it's like, I mean, but you can't really cut out a nose entirely. And yet they did. So it's a strange
did you see
choice.
Any of them turn to the side? I have yet to see. I'm looking through all of these pictures from the thing, and I have yet to see one.
I'm skimming through the movie, seeing if I can find a still for you to look at.
I need to know because I have not seen a nose that isn't on an adult.
You just weren't paying attention, clearly.
I mean, because I'm even seeing some shots of them looking to the side, and there's no nose present. How do those sunglasses sit on their faces?
Because they have noses.
There's nothing there. It's a ghost nose is what it is.
Oh, I think I might have found one. Okay.
The fact that you have to look that hard to find a nose should tell you.
Skip to 42 minutes, 19 seconds.
42 minutes in is the first time you find a nose.
No, I was going backwards through it, so I don't know. That's just the first one I found when I was skimming through.
Okay, what was it? 42 what?
42:19. They're on the bus, and you can clearly see Chloe and Yasmin's noses.
Okay, I'm trying to find it. Oh my God, it's just a tiny little bump, too.
Yeah, but those are noses.
That's barely a nose. I don't even count it. When you're looking straight at them, there's nothing there.
Yeah, because they don't have nostrils. That's the issue.
Well, yeah. How do they sneeze? How do they blow their nose? When they get sick, where does the goo go?
In those giant lips, I guess. I don't know.
It comes out of their lips. Sick.
But I mean, that's just sort of the design of the dolls. So I can't fault them too much for that. It is what it is.
It's just creepy to me.
I mean, I just got so used to it. I just treated them like Krillin from Dragon Ball.
I mean, the whole time it was freaking me out because I'm looking at the dolls now, and the dolls I can tell have noses. They're subtle, but looking straight on at them, you can at least tell they're there.
Yeah, they should have at least added just like a small shadow under where a nose would be, so it would be implied. Yeah. But
oh man,
yeah, my point still stands. They have noses. They're just barely visible, only from the side.
Okay.
So
anyway,
the art class that they're in with Mr. Del Rio, he is trying to teach them about self-expression. And his project, which sucks that you have an art project that's outside of class, but his project is for them to all, using any medium they want, express themselves in some way and turn it in by the following week, I guess, which is, I wasn't like the following Monday or something. And it's coming onto the weekend, and he doesn't tell them when it's due until people have already walked out of the class and the girls are like asking about it. And then he's like, oh, by the way, it's due next week. And they're just like, wait, and it's worth a quarter of your grade. So there are people who are going to have no idea because they left class already.
Yeah, they're going to fail that class. Yeah. But, it's whatever. Who cares?
It also happens to be prom weekend, which is why there's concern by the girls, of course. And
it's prom weekend. No one's doing that assignment.
Yeah, exactly. But so they decide, like, let's just try to all do this together. They ask their teacher, they get clearance to do it as a group because they work better together. As you would expect.
I wish it was that easy, man. Like I wish anytime I got homework in school, hey, can I do this with a group instead of actually having to do the work myself? Yeah, sure.
Group projects are always the worst because it always leans on somebody to finish it because more than half the people are going to slack off.
It means that I can be the one slacking off and I can lean on somebody else.
I couldn't do that. I wasn't that person. I was the person who did the work. So that's why I'm bitter towards that sort of project.
I honestly was usually the one that did the work, but I like the idea of being the one that doesn't, but I always ended up being the one that either organized everyone or did the work myself.
The idea of slacking, not slacking itself.
Yeah, I love the idea of it. I just want someone let me slack off while they do work for me, please.
I do want to point out also that all these girls have other names that they go by too, nicknames, I would assume.
I was so hoping we were going to get into that soon. Yeah, I wanted to see if we could kind of describe the four of them best we can and give their sweet nicknames.
All right. So Chloe is the blonde, kind of main-ish character, I guess. The one who you see most, really, or is just up front the most. She's into fashion and loves school, but hates homework, etc., etc. Her nickname is Angel. Probably named herself that.
You know she did.
Yeah.
You know, all of these girls named themselves that, like their nicknames. They definitely came from themselves.
They're all very vain. I only really liked one of them, and I'll explain as we go. Then you have Sasha, who is in charge of prom prep right now. But she's super into hip hop. Her nickname is Bunny Boo. At first, I thought that she said Bunny Poo, and I was like, wait, hold on a minute. But I think it's Bunny Boo.
Yeah. You know what? My friends call me those little brown series of pellets you find in the backyard.
Yeah, I'm Rabbit Pellets. That's me.
That's me.
Yasmin. She's the newer one to, I don't know like how new she is, but she was really nervous about fitting in at first until she found this group. She loves writing she loves mystery novels and writing, which really plays into this movie. And then her nickname is Pretty Princess. It's like, geez, all right.
Is she the one you liked?
No, but
okay, because she's the one I liked the most out of all of them.
There was something I liked about her, and we'll get there when we describe the rest of this. So, and then there's Jade is the final one. She's into cutting edge fashion and loves starting new trends.
I hate Jade. I hate Jade the most.
Why?
I'm not. She's the worst.
Her nickname is Cool Cat, and
which that's definitely one she came up with and then like pleaded with her friends to call her that in front of other people. And then later was just like, someone would call her that. Oh yeah, I like how that sounds. I'm going to make that my AIM instant messenger name.
What's very confusing about that though, is that they go back and forth between calling themselves by their names and their nicknames. And it gets a little confusing when I forget whose nickname was what.
Yeah. So who's the one you liked then?
My favorite was Jade, and I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you why when we get to that point. But okay,
all right.
So they are right now. The medium they chose was film, and so they went and borrowed a camera from the film room or whatever, the movie room. I don't know what it's called. And there's this guy in there who, what was his name?
That was Kobe.
Kobe, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they go and borrow this camera from Kobe, who's in charge of, I guess, holding on to all that stuff.
The AV stuff. Yeah.
Obviously a movie nerd. And like right after they borrow and he's trying to like talk to them about video stuff, they're like, all right, cool, Kobe, see ya. Like they just try to get away from him real quick.
Yeah, as you would.
They are talking about this column in the Styles High newspaper. It's supposed to be the gossip column, sort of. It's called the Daily Dose or something. Or Daily Doings, and they are saying how boring it is because it's really just covering like basic things like new parking lot and just stuff like that. So they're calling it boring, and that's when they just start doing all their profile shots for the film that they're making for the class, and they start describing themselves. I already described them all, so this is kind of what they were telling us as we were going through it. Fast forward a little bit, they're at the beach. They're talking about picking out their prom outfits and all this different stuff. And this leads us into a part where I wasn't really expecting that. I mean, I didn't know what to expect from this whole movie, but this part was strange to me where they get in a car accident because
they almost hit a skunk.
They almost hit a skunk. But the worst part about that is when after they get in the car accident, everybody's fine. Don't worry. they get out of the car and they see this skunk. They're alarmed at first, but then they're like, oh, a cute kitty. And I'm like, oh man, that's really not helping your image for any of you. Like, shouldn't every group have a smart one? This group does not.
You would think too that like, well, at first someone thought it was a Chihuahua.
Oh yeah.
Because like when they first crashed, they're like, what was that? And someone's like, I think it was a Chihuahua. But yeah, one of them picks up the skunk and eventually one of them starts like putting, 2 and 2 together and almost comes up with a 4. And it's just like, I don't think that's a kitty. And then it sprays one of them in the face, who throws it to the next person who gets sprayed in the face, who throws it to the next person who gets sprayed in the face before they drop it. So like, I think everybody gets sprayed except for Yasmin. Right.
She's still filming at the time.
Yeah. I mean, as you would.
That just turns into everybody. Well, actually, like she was on the phone trying to get Cameron to come and help them out.
Because he can fix any car no matter what.
Supposedly, yeah. And so the skunk has sprayed them all down. So a lot of this part is everyone who encounters them telling them how much they stink. And
yeah, it's a 5-minute joke. It really is.
And Dylan make it. And Cameron is like, yeah, I could totally fix this car before prom night. I guess for free. I don't know. He's just.
Because he's got a crush on Chloe.
Yeah,
Joseph,
true.
You silly goose. You Gomer. As it was someone calls him at one point.
That's true. Someone does call him a Gomer. We're seeing the daily doings again. And this time there's some hot gossip in there because apparently they're now saying that Sasha can't handle prepping for prom night.
It's true.
And so that she's starting to freak out. Nobody knows like who is behind it. I mean, we kind of do already because the only person she really told this to was Yasmin. But everyone else is suspecting Cameron and Dylan since they had been around them also. And so that kind of turns into where the movie at that point is trying to find out, A, who's writing these columns, because that's not the only one. Like pretty much everybody gets one, kind of a slanderous column against them in some fashion.
Except Yasmin.
Exactly.
Yeah, it takes them a long time to figure that out,
Yeah, 2 and 2
which
together.
Which is pretty funny. Yeah. Though, Chloe doesn't get it either, though, to be fair.
Oh, that's right, because Cameron
gets some. And Cameron gets mad at Chloe because of it, knowing that Chloe has a crush on Cameron, and Cameron, they like each other, but they won't tell each other.
Yeah.
We get a prom dress shopping montage where one part Jade, who's supposed to be the fashion guru, comes out in this orange dress with like black buckles on it, and everyone hates it and tells her so. She's super bummed out.
This is why I liked Jade, or at least I felt for Jade, because it's like there was nothing like outwardly wrong with this jacket. It was a unique style, and she is supposed to be the one who is into like starting new trends and style. And yet she immediately buckles to that peer pressure of her friends being like, ew, that's gross. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then just like wears the most basic thing after, like, oh, that's perfect. That's a basic orange or whatever golden dress or something. And it's like, come on.
Well, and that's what like I thought was so funny. Just to jump ahead a little bit towards the very end of the movie, and we'll go back to, getting through some of the stuff. But yeah, at the very end of the movie, when we see all 4 of their dresses, she's wearing the plainest dress out of the 4 of them. Like, no joke. Like, there's nothing interesting about her dress. It is just a straight up orange dress, while the others have like patterns or like different cuts and stuff. And they're like, wow, Jade, you haven't lost your touch. And she's like, yeah, I totally didn't. And they're like, haha, wow, you're so cool. And I'm like, she's the most boring one. What?
Yeah, they really did her wrong in this because they stifled her creativity. She had an idea. They immediately shot it down, and then she went the most basic direction.
Yeah.
And that bothered me a lot.
And then they like built her up with it. Like, oh yeah, you're such a fashionista wearing this paper bag. Love it. Love that for you.
I felt for Jade because she is suffering silently and no one is helping her. In this paper bag dress. Ugh.
Love it. Then we get the sleepover.
Oh yeah.
Which is great. Of course, every sleepover needs makeovers and homemade guac. So we get a little bit of that. Cameron comes over to personally say, Remember that time I said I'll have your car done before prom? I will have your car done before prom. So no new updates.
Yeah.
But I came over to personally say that, covered in grease. And so all the girls are like, let's give him a makeover. And then we as the viewers see Yasmin sneaking into a backpack that night. And then the next day, we see that the school newspaper has a picture of Cameron with like a facial mask and cucumbers on his face there, and everyone's laughing at him. So he's super mad at all of them, especially Chloe, who he thinks did it. And Chloe's super upset because, you know, she likes him. And now it's ruined because he's not going to go to prom and she's going to miss her opportunity to dance with him.
And we see like, it's very obvious to us, the audience at this point, that it's Yasmin, even before we see her literally pick up that journal, because like she's gone a suspiciously long amount of time while she's making that guac as they're all talking about these mysterious articles that are being written. It's like, yeah, it's because Yasmin's doing it. That's how she's getting all this inside information that only you would know.
Right. And like, she's the only writer of the group.
Yeah.
Like, even in the very beginning, we saw her printing something out and Chloe was like, oh, what's that? And she snatched it away and was like, oh, nothing. It's just English homework.
Yeah.
Chloe's like, I didn't know we had English homework because it wasn't English homework, Chloe.
Yeah. Oh,
God.
Man.
Like from like 5 minutes in, we knew what was going on, but whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. So like you said, Cam gets that makeover. He's so upset that he's not going to go to the prom anymore. He will still finish her car, though, so take that. But she has to come get it. He's not going to drive it to her now.
You know what? I'm still going to build that car for free. But your mom's got to drop you off at my house to come get it. I'm not going to hand deliver it to you now.
Not anymore.
Yeah. I'm less of a simp. So the girls start slowly piecing everything together. The rusty wheels start to turn. Hamster takes a pre-workout drink, starts turning the wheel, and they start figuring it out. And they realize the only one that hasn't had any stuff printed about themselves or something that would ruin something for themselves is Yasmin, who also was at every place or every opportunity to learn all of this stuff that would get printed. So then they kind of start like giving her the look, and she starts buckling under the pressure and admits that not only they thought maybe she was leaking the information to the writer. She's like, I haven't, I am the writer. And they're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then we get the montage of her trying to contact everyone and them ignoring her. And she's so upset. She stayed up till 1:30.
Yeah.
1:30. Joseph.
That's late. Yeah.
You can't get anything done at 1:30.
They're complete. That's what time I went to sleep last night, actually.
Yeah. Did you get anything done? No.
I was playing some video games. They're completely rejecting her at this point. Yeah. I would just think it would have been really funny. What it could have redeemed this movie for me is if like you see them trying to figure out who the writer is, you hear or you see like gears turning in their head. And then one of them just like, that was a skunk. Like if they just realized that.
The skunk did it.
Yeah. No, not the skunk was a writer, but just that thing that they encountered back then earlier in the movie was a skunk. Like that would have been really funny if they were that delayed. Yeah.
What if they implicated the skunk and then someone said, no, it's Yasmin. And then Yasmin starts laughing, pulls her face off, and it's just a mask. And it was the skunk underneath
the whole time.
And the skunk had kidnapped Yasmin. So this has been the skunk the whole time posing as Yasmin. And we don't know that isn't actually the truth. We actually don't know.
I was just thinking, what if Yasmin had been a skunk the whole time?
What if she is a skunk?
Yeah.
And she was trying to throw them off the scent by saying, it's a chihuahua.
The literal scent. Yeah.
Or a kitty. You know?
They have flashbacks of like, you could see like a zipper on the back of her head or something or like, oh. That's a way better movie. I want this movie to happen.
They have a flashback and it's obviously like a human wearing a little plastic skunk mask.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Like crawling on all fours. Oh, man.
A skunk wearing a human mask. Yeah. Like crudely. And it's just falling off. It's like, oh, Yeah, I want this to happen. Somebody make fan art of that. That's hilarious.
I love that idea. They forgive her pretty quick because the three girls get together without her and they're just like, you know what? We did say that we wanted the school newspaper to be more juicy. So really, she's only doing what we asked her to do. And you know what? At least people are talking about us. And any press is good press, right? Tee-hee. So they take her back like right away.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
No, and Yasmin also printed what was going to be her last article and just said, "I'm not anonymous. I am Yasmin.
Hear me roar."
She was anonymous, the hacker group, I'm assuming.
Apologizes and everything, and now she's never going to write a mystery article again that she wouldn't put her own name on.
Right. And she said, I dissed my friends and made them sad. So no more dissing your friends. But Yasmin is my favorite, though, just because, one, she was the least dramatic of all of them, which made her the least annoying. And two, she was the only one that made this movie any kind of interesting by throwing all of her friends under the bus.
Yeah, I did appreciate that about her. The fact that she was drama that was needed to make it interesting.
Yeah, otherwise this is nothing. It goes to fashion show time where the four of them put on their dresses. They're showing them off right before prom.
Clothes make the girl.
Clothes make the girl. That was the song. Clothes make the girl. And then Cam pulls up in the car. That's not her car, buddy. That is not her car, you simp. You bought her a brand new car and pretended to fix it up. Not only is it not even the same body, style, make, model, it's a different color. It's got different interiors. There's nothing. There's 100% different car. And they're like, wow, you really fixed it up. No, you stole a car or you bought her a new car with your allowance. And you were just like, oh, look how good I am, baby. This could all be yours. Go out with me. It was that kind of thing.
It's very much a different car. Like, I don't even know that they use the same model to animate off of. Like,
it wasn't. It was completely different. Like, this thing was shaped more like a Mustang, where before the thing she was driving was like super boxy,
Yeah, I'm looking back through the footage. I don't know. I don't want to look too hard into it. I believe you. That's fine.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah, that was pretty funny. And I do like to, and this was why, a limo pulls up behind it and Dylan and I guess other friends of theirs that have never been named are in there, because who cares about your other friends?
Kobe's one of them.
Kobe's in there. He's not their friend, though.
And Kobe's no one's friend.
Because they immediately are like, oh, Kobe, you're here. Hey, I know this is your prom, too. Take this video camera. You are now filming us at our dancing. Prom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you don't get to enjoy prom. You're filming us, Kobe.
And I think Kobe clearly had a date at that point.
He did.
But he just agrees to it. He's just like, yes.
Yeah, that date's going stag now because Kobe's date is now the camera.
Kobe's busy. Yep.
And then Cameron shows up with this brand new car. And then they're basically like, cool, thank you so much. Get out. And then they take the car without him and he has to get in the limo with everybody else.
Yeah.
I love it. I love just how terrible all these people are.
When you get the actual prom, like, it's falling apart because like everything is going wrong. The who is it? Like, a lot of people don't show up. The photographer canceled. The DJ, he is like in traffic, and the caterers canceled or got delayed or something. So they have to make it themselves. They have to make this prom work.
Of course they do.
So they start to do like, well, let's use the camera to take digital stills. Like, that'll be the photographs, and then go get some food from wherever. And you like music.
Yeah, she's going to make her walk.
Oh, yeah. Dylan has to go on a food run.
Yeah, what's her name? It was like, I can make my famous guac. And then Dylan's like, food run.
Yeah. And then Sasha has to get the music. Kobe is stuck blowing up the balloons. And he's the cameraman. Kobe's the busiest guy here. And Jade just turns on the disco ball. That's it. So we get the votes for prom king and queen. And this surprised me.
I don't get it.
That the king, so Dylan got voted prom king. I didn't think anybody liked Dylan just from the way everyone was treating him. He seemed like the annoying one. So I don't know how he became. I thought prom king and queen would be Cameron and Chloe. The end.
Exactly. I was even getting ready to type it. Like I was literally typing, of course, Chloe and Cameron get prom king and queen. And then I was like, what? Dylan gets
Yeah.
it. And then Jade gets the queen. And then Dylan does that like real garbage line about like, I bet you've been waiting for this your whole life to be my queen. And she's like,
Yeah.
like, no. Finally, when prom is like almost over, like, you know, the coronation's all done, all that stuff. Like, no one's even like the friends aren't even dancing anymore. Kobe finally is just like, hey, principal, videotape me with my friends.
Yeah. I've always wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
Poor Kobe.
That poor kid. And then they showed all of this in their class and the teacher loved it and they all get an A+.
That's it.
That's the movie.
That really is where it cuts off. The only good transition was the fact where they transitioned from the prom to the screen, the TV screen in the classroom. That was a good transition to cut to that part. But then after that, it just ends abruptly. They get an A+, happy ending, as you would expect.
So, like, do you think that when the teacher was just like, oh, I really got to see who all of you are, that also included, like, you know, seeing Yasmin's betrayal of everybody? Like, wow, I really got to see you playing the Game of Thrones over there, huh?
I think so. Do you remember, and maybe I'm forgetting something, but you remember when someone was like, oh, let's turn the camera off? And it was Jade. No. Yeah. But they don't turn it off. You can see the red light still on. And then it's captured Jade like picking up the notepad and writing in it. It's like no one commented on that, but like they caught it on film. So clearly that's in the movie, right?
Yeah. But Yasmin stole the tape.
Yeah, but then she gave it back, remember?
Oh, she did give it back. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. You're looking for sense where there's no sense.
I'm just saying, in defense of the point that her drama was part of the movie, at least they have captured film of it. So maybe is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we send our kids back to Styles High to hang with their old friends Jade, Sasha, Yasmin, and Chloe, and maybe help spread some juicy goss in the Daily Doing column. Then see what they thought of the Bratz, the videos. Dang, I can't even say the name of the thing. It's so long. Then see what they thought of the Bratz, the videos, Starrin and Stylin.
I'm never going to high school. Everyone just talks about clothes and dancing and proms. And why does everyone barely have a nose?
I thought this movie was supposed to teach me something about friendship and creativity, but now I just want to go buy 10 different versions of the same dolls in slightly different clothes. Now it's time to go get my limited edition Scuba Gear Sasha and Karate Chop Chloe before they're all gone.
Oh, man, I hope that they have those versions of those dolls. That sounds great.
I can neither confirm nor deny that they exist or that I have them.
You've seen them, haven't you? How many do you have at home?
That's my little secret.
Oh, okay, no wonder you like Jade so much, because you have all the Jade figures. Sorry, dolls.
Action,
oh, boy.
Action figures, Chris.
Nah, I don't think so. All right, so what are some of the things you like about this video?
As predictable as it was, I at least appreciated that Yasmin was such a wild card in this one. So kind of to your point, like you were talking about, because like deep down, I knew they'd ultimately make up with her, but it really made me wonder how, since she was slamming everybody pretty hard and really betrayed their trust. And so I was just wondering how they were going to try to like circle back to trusting them again or trusting her again. They did it with bad, fast writing, but you know, I was thinking there would be something more interesting to make that happen, or that she just wouldn't be their friends anymore. But, you know, this is how it turned out. Also, and this is sort of a like leading into a dislike, I thought the stylistic choices of Jade, who I've been talking about, that she was being drawn to were pretty cool. And then her friends go and just stifle her creativity immediately. And for a movie plot that's supposed to be about like artistic expression or just expression in general, the fact that they practically insulted her taste, and Yasmin literally insulted her taste in that article, and she totally gave into that peer pressure, kind of throws the core message out the window. And they could have redeemed themselves by making her come to the prom in that red jacket anyway to express her personal creativity. but they just didn't. And in all likelihood, they just didn't have a version of her in that red jacket to sell. So they went with the basic orange dress instead because, you know, merchandising.
Yeah. I think that this is definitely a show for, you know, young folks of a very certain age. And I mean, obviously there's an audience for it because look how many of these movies and shows and toys there are. I mean, if there wasn't some success there, there wouldn't be so many. So obviously this is appealing to a specific demographic, whether that's, you know, younger girls or whoever. But yeah, this is I'm really struggling finding things to say nice things about. I mean, we talked about the twist, like, you know, with Yasmin really selling everybody out and kind of betraying everybody's trust. Without that, this movie's got not a lot to it, to be honest. I mean, at least there's a little bit of personality to some of the characters. However, I think, and I'm still trying to give my likes here, but there's so much overlap with the personality characteristics that it makes them not stand out so much without seeing their physical differences with their hair color and stuff and the colors that they wear, because they each have like a signature color that they do, which is very common for cartoons. I mean, it's no different than cartoons aimed at like young boys or whatever, because Ninja Turtles, other things, Power Rangers, it's all the same. Everyone always has a specific color scheme that they stick with. But aside from that, like, you know, they'll describe themselves as like, well, I like this and this and this. But almost every one of them is like, I like fashion and my friends and dancing. And then if you're lucky, one of them might throw something else the other one didn't. Like Yasmin might say, I like reading, and Chloe might say, I like drawing. But like most of them don't throw other things in there. So it's kind of, it's difficult, man. It is really difficult to find likable things in here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
As far as dislikes go, though,
yeah, let's get into the easy part, man.
Yeah. This is much easier. So first off, animation pretty low quality, especially the backgrounds that you talked about. They were just those like Photoshop filtered cutouts. You know, I get it. They're on a budget, probably a very small one, so they made that executive decision. Whatever. It's like, it's not so offensive that I noticed it all the time. I mean, I noticed it every time, but I started to just like, I stopped caring that it was back there. And so
you forget about it after a while.
Yeah, exactly. The story was predictable at best and boring at worst. It wasn't helped with the least exciting soundtrack I've probably ever heard, or one of. And I'm not saying the singers themselves were bad. They're fine. But all the songs were so low energy and some were literally just there to narrate exactly what's happening to this on the screen. And I'll give you an example of the kind of song I'm talking about. And these are just words that I'm pulling out that would describe a scene and how they were sung. So it'd be like, I'm a girl. I've got a few friends. We want to go to prom. We'll make it happen. Girls rule. Like that is literally a song that would come out of this. That's not one, but it could be, because that's how all the songs are. They're low energy. A lot of them are pretty monotonous. And then like they're just talking about what's happening in the scene, which is fine. I get it's for kids or whatever, young girls or young kids, period. But it's just like, I wanted some more excitement. Like, you don't have to go like hard rock or anything, but give me something. Like, give somebody yelling or something, not just everybody speaking in a low, calm tone when they're singing.
Yeah. And also, if this episode gets 3,000 downloads the first week, I will have Joseph karaoke that song live on Twitch. Just letting y'all know. So tell all your friends, make sure they all download this episode right as it debuts, please.
We'll get a band behind it. Backup singers.
Yeah, man. We'll do it.
I already touched on my biggest gripe, which was just that they undercut the whole meaning of their story. It was supposed to center around artistic expression by them insulting Jade's unique style and forcing her to conform. Yeah. And I already know this was clearly a vehicle to sell toys, but they're not even trying to hide it at that point. Like, if you think about it from the perspective of a child who wears something to school that may be perceived as different or weird by the other kids, This is essentially saying that you should just give in and wear something that everyone else approves of instead. And that's pretty lame. Easily could have redeemed it by having her wear that to prom, but instead she just went with the most basic dress. And that bothers me because it's like they weren't even trying to fix that.
I remember it's like when I was in second grade and I wore a Barney shirt to school.
Nerd.
And yeah, and I sure got made fun of a lot, except this one girl was just like, nah, Barney's pretty cool. I like Barney. Like, you shouldn't be embarrassed. But I sure was, because out of the hundreds of children at that school, only one of them was like, be yourself. Everyone else was like, yourself is terrible. Never be yourself.
Stop being yourself. Yeah.
So, if your friends are basically saying, and this was just a random girl, I wasn't like, I wasn't a friend of hers. She was just like, oh, I see you're sad. So if your best friends in the world are like, yeah, don't be yourself. That's awful.
Yeah. Be what we want you to be.
Yeah. Be our fashionista friend. Dang it. Yeah. So much for that. That does throw it all out the window. And this is my biggest gripe. And it goes along with that, is that this video is so overtly materialistic. It is insane. Like, that message is everywhere. It's in every message. It's in the songs, it's crazy. And there's not really any good lesson or message to take away from this, because like you said, they self-imploded on it because they were trying to tout the self-expression thing. And in the moment where they totally like pull the rug out from under themselves and just backtrack on it and stifle it. And like, not only does it happen in that, but I mean, the main plot point of that is like one of your best friends basically betraying you and taking those things about yourself and making you feel self-conscious about yourself and what you're doing, and like making you feel weak and inferior, and exploiting your insecurities and revealing that to the world without your permission. And like, that's insane. That is an insane idea for like any kind of story to be like a friendship kind of story. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's like, is the message there like, forgive your friends even through intense betrayal?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is all, it's a story about toxic friendship and forgiving your very toxic friends.
Oh my gosh. You think you're right.
Yeah, and like someday, it's not in high school, but when you're an adult, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh my God, like I should never have been friends with them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So what ultimately would you give this movie? I could probably guess. Okay, I also want to point out before we start this part that we reviewed Bratz, the TV series from 2005, back on episode 213, I think it was, something like that.
Okay.
And so if anybody wants to hear what we thought about that one, go check it out. Because I don't think it's much different than we think about this one.
I think I laughed a lot more with that one. I think there was more giggles to be had.
True.
This one just hurts me. This one hurts me as a human being on the planet Earth. I'm offended. But seriously, I mean, there's some cute things here and there, but it really talks down to its target audience. And it just does the whole like, oh, you're a girl or a young person that is like, interested in feminine things. Well, then all you need to do is enjoy fashion and look forward to prom and you'll be fulfilled. Doesn't matter what your friends do or say, they can throw you under the bus and treat you like dirt. But this is the video for you. Like if I had a child of any gender that happened to pick this up and they wanted to watch this, I'd be like, whatever, but just don't take any life lessons from this, please. But like, I definitely wouldn't pick it out for them. Like there's so much better out there. So much better. So I gave Bratz, Starrin and Stylin one bowl of This Really Isn't Your Car cereal out of 5.
Even with the subpar everything else, this movie really could have overcome its low budget and delivered an effective message to its target audience. But it took the easy way out and ended up just being another bad toy ad instead. So overall, I'd give Bratz the video Starrin and Stylin 1 big bowl of skunk cat cereal out of 5, and think that if you find this one in a bargain bin, you should probably just cover it up with better bargains.
Not even just leave it there. Cover it up with other bargains.
No, hide it. Bury it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. I love that. I love it. Yeah. Cover that up, please. We don't want to see that. If you see it in the dollar bin, move it to the free bin, please. Move it to that neighbor's curb where they have the box that says free. Put it out there.
No, because then it'll just be polluting because no one's going to pick that up.
That is polluting. Don't pollute. Don't pollute anybody. All right. Well, thank you everyone for, all your ratings, your reviews. Again, that goes a lot to help us out. So keep those coming. Please do us a favor. Share this episode, share any episode with your friends, share it online. That's going to help us grow our audience, which is what we need the most at this time is to grow that audience.
So thanks, Marvelous Mongoose, for making us step back into this world again. It hasn't changed. I was hoping this might redeem it for me, but it didn't. But now I know.
I still think that you're marvelous and a mongoose, and we could all improve ourselves. Let's be honest. I mean, all of us could use some improvement in our. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. It's whether it's a something we enjoy or didn't have the best of times. We still like doing these because some of these are our most fun episodes to review together because we get to have lots of laughs along with it. So thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely, we've probably picked apart this movie, maybe even this franchise more than anyone else has. So at least there's that.
Yeah. And I'm hoping we don't have to continue to do so, but there's like 10 more of these.
Just send us back to Monster High, please. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, but we're never doing the live action Monster High, so don't even get that in your heads.
Dang it.
Never.
Well, that's true. We can't anyways. Animation show, y'all. Animation.
No, animation. Quit asking us to do live action things. We're never going to do it.
Well, listeners, looks like our milk supply is now run dry, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And next week, we'll be watching
Phineas and Ferb, submitted by Rochelle and Tommy.
That's something I have never seen, so I'm very curious about it. I've heard good things about it. It's just another one of those that completely fell under my radar. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect from it, really. I bet it's going to be good, though.
I've seen the pilot episode, and that's it. And the pilot was pretty funny. So
promising.
I know that much. So and then good news. After that, it's time for October. It's almost here, folks. We won't forget this time.
We're actually preparing ahead of time this year.
We are. We actually are getting super prepared this year. Like we're already picking what we're going to do. We're going to be so prepared. You'll be so proud of us.
We get 5 weeks of it, you said?
5. Yeah, there's 5 Saturdays this
5
October.
Saturdays. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So excited.
Yes.
Well, once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next Saturday.
Presented by Nerdsloth.
A place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.